My in-studio guest is here. Everybody say hello to Sonny from Sonny and The Sunsets. What's going on, sir?
Hello out there. Things are good. Things are good. Just caught up with Cap Street. Haven't been on that street for a little bit.
Yeah, like it's a little weird out there. So I was just asking, so you are from the Bay Area originally, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up at exactly?
Well, I was actually born in the Sunset, but around time to go to school, my parents moved up to Bolinas and Fairfax. And then I kind of traveled around after high school, and then I sort of came back to San Francisco like a lot of people in their 20s. So I grew up out here, but I was also kind of felt like one of those people that sort of moves here in their 20s too. I kind of had both.
I moved here a little bit late. I've only been here for 2 years. So I moved here when I was 31.
Yeah, from where?
From New York.
Oh yeah.
Born and raised, Harlem.
Wow, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually see that many transplants from New York these days. It seems like everybody's leaving San Francisco and not that many people coming in.
Yeah, it's because New York, we're a very proud bunch.
Yes.
But if we came out here during the wintertime, a lot of people will be like, you know what? I don't think I want to go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So first and foremost, I have to say thank you for coming into the studio.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is the first time I'm actually meeting you, and you don't know me.
Yeah.
So my name is Brandon, a.k.a. DJ Catsanova. But essentially, you are one of the top 10 reasons that I am sitting here in the studio with you right now.
Really?
Yes.
Right on.
Because so I work for Levi's.
Uh-huh.
And 5 years ago, when I first started working for them, like growing up in Harlem, the main music that I listened to was like rap and hip hop.
Sure.
But then Levi's would play playlists, and two of your songs was always in rotation: Cheap Extensions.
Oh wow.
And The Application.
Oh wow.
And all the time I was like, oh my God, we weren't allowed to have phones, but I would like hide my phone and Shazam the song and listen to it later. And Cheap Extensions music video was one of my favorite music videos. Very brilliant, whoever did that.
Oh wow, yeah. I'll tell them. Wow, that's amazing.
And also,
oh yeah, you had
if you could, yes sir, I brought it, and I brought a magic marker.
This is the controversial record cover too. I got some complaints about this one.
Oh, so tell us about it. What's wrong with it?
Well,
is it Jesus cutting someone's head off? That's why I interpreted it.
It's not really supposed to be Jesus. It was just somebody in a sort of, a kind of ashram, kind of, cultish religious garb. The sort of white, kind of sheet-like clothes. That you would like associate with maybe a cult. With like a Middle Eastern guru or something, you know what I mean?
Or Jesus.
And or Jesus, basically. But like I got a couple. I mean, it wasn't hugely controversial, but I remember getting some complaints that because beheading is a terrible thing, upon, yeah, and it's controversial,
yeah.
And anytime you sort of depict it in some kind of record cover or painting, it makes you seem like you're glorifying it or something. But when there's no glorification here, it's just a painting of a decapitation. It was supposed to go, with the title Talent Night at the Ashram. So you could imagine, like a friend who basically told me about this. She belonged to an ashram, and every Thursday night was talent night.
Mm-hmm.
So the people at the ashram would do whatever, like juggle or sing a song or whatever. And I thought it was funny if your talent was beheading.
See, that's the thing about that, because your sense of humor is very different from other people. See, mine, I thought it was funny, but then other people probably was not too keen on that.
Nah, yeah, some people didn't like it.
But you could tell them, you can listen to the music. It's totally different from what's depicted in the picture.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
Actually, before we get into your new song, I'm actually gonna play Cheap Extensions. So this is my favorite song by Sonny and The Sunsets. One of the reasons why I am a DJ for you guys. And here is Cheap Extensions by Sonny and The Sunsets. So happy to have you in the studio to play.
Oh man, thank you so much.
So now I have to ask you a question about that song.
Okay.
Is it Tegan or is it Tina?
Tina.
Tina. Okay. So if you go look on the lyrics, it says Tegan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder who wrote the lyrics.
I'm like, is it Tegan? I know sometimes, with production and stuff, it changes it. And I was like, I wonder if it's Tegan. So now I got that clarified. It's Tina, not Tegan.
It's Tina. Yeah.
Is Tina a real person?
Tina is a real person that did have extensions, although I don't know that they were cheap. That was kind of like supposed to be a...
That one was a joke, not this, the cover, but that was a joke.
It was trying to be poetic, It was supposed to be like a double meaning, like cheap extensions that somebody wears in their hair, and then Tina, give me your cheap extensions, like your little extend our relationship just a little bit, one more weekend, the little extensions you get with somebody, here and there.
That's a nice extension.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us about this new compilation album that you just put out.
Yeah, Hot, Sick, Vile, and Fun. Well, I started this label, Rocks in Your Head Records, and I wanted to put out other artists. I didn't want to start a record label just for myself, just to put out my own stuff. That seemed kind of boring, so I wanted to do something bigger than that. And so once I started it, I was kind of looking around for bands and, doing what a label does, which is just kind of keeping your eyes open and your ears open to artists that might need help and need a record and putting out a record and stuff like that. And I was listening to like some bands in New York, and there was a band, I have, some friends in Australia. I was thinking about putting their stuff out. And then I kind of realized like, maybe I should just start small, start in my own backyard. And so I kind of started looking around at what was happening in San Francisco. And quite frankly, I had kind of, I'm a bit of a shut-in, and just do my own thing and my own art, and not like a big socialite. And so I kind of had lost touch with what was happening in San Francisco, even though I live here. And so then once I started kind of paying attention, I kind of just discovered that there was a lot of bands around that were making music that I like. So making a compilation, I just kind of slowly started inviting whoever I heard that was cool. And pretty soon we had more than, there was way more bands than I could put on an actual LP. And it was fun to kind of produce it as well. Like I had the bands come in to my friend's little garage studio, and we would cut a couple of tunes and pick the best one and stuff. And for the most part, I think there was mixed results, but it seemed like most bands were pretty stoked on it. So that's really the incarnation of this record.
All right. Is it going to be, I guess, a volume 2 with more bands?
I hope so. I mean, some of the problems with labels is you need money.
Yep.
And
don't we all?
My, I raised a little money to put out stuff, but, not enough, like, forever. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, I guess, as far as what can be put out and what can't. But yeah, volume 1. I mean, there's enough music here to put out, 100 volumes. So I feel like there should be more of these.
Oh, we got 17 tracks on there. That's a lot for an album too.
Yeah. No one listens to 17 tracks anymore in a row.
I do. When I get an album, I listen to it from the start to finish.
That is admirable. Yes. Because that is a lost art in itself.
It is. Because I make playlists every Friday, so I'm constantly listening to the music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll hear one song and I'll base like cheap extensions. I'm like, all right, this is the vibe I want to go with for the playlist. And I'll just keep listening to music, and I'm like, all right, this matches this one, and I'll just like be picking and pasting. So now I have another album that I can listen to.
That's good, because it is definitely a lost. I kind of feel like music's gone back to maybe in the 50s people listened to just singles.
Yeah, yep.
And now it's kind of singles again in a way.
Mm-hmm. I came up with a quote yesterday as I was driving back from LA. So make sure if you say this, you quote me on it. That there are millions of songs that you've never heard that you probably love.
Yeah, probably.
Because from like artists, like independent local artists, it probably have songs out that I would love, but I've never heard them before. Or they're just playing them at home and nobody's ever heard them.
Yeah.
Or maybe on this LP right now.
I feel like it's just blown out of the water. Like there's more music than there ever was uh accessible, you know.
Mm-hmm. So what song from this album should we play? We can play a few actually, but what should we start with?
What's track 2? I forgot. Is it Galore? Yeah.
Nope, that's
one of my
Lemon Tea.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Oh, Galore the artist, yeah.
Yeah, right. We're putting their record out.
All right, so Galore, I hope you're listening right now to DJ Catsanova and Sonny. We're gonna play your song, Lemon Tea. So everybody check it out. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at DJ Catsanova. You want to throw your handle in there?
Oh yeah, Rocks in Your Head on Instagram.
And this is Lemon Tea by Galore. So that there was Lemon Tea by Galore. Like that track. Already in my head, I have a playlist that I'm going to add that to. Like I said, I'm constantly curating music as I'm going. So yeah, and then this Thursday
is the Rocks in Your Head Revenge Fest, basically. Revenge Night. Because for those of you who might have even been out there who were paying attention, I was going to have a big festival at this nice amphitheater out in the East Bay in Orinda at the Shakespeare grounds. Basically had this huge, they basically, we proposed to have a festival there and they went for it. And we had kind of a large budget to get a bunch of bands and yada, yada, yada. But it was too way out there in Orinda. The promoters kind of got scared. They basically canceled the festival like 3 days before it happened. What? It was kind of tragic for me. I fled the country and went to Central America.
Did you really?
I don't know if fled is really the right word. I had already planned on going to visit a friend down there, but of course when I had bought the tickets, I thought it was going to be a nice victory lap after the successful festival. Instead, it was like, oh, my dreams were crushed. But it was sad. It was kind of sad. And so one of my friends who has been helping me from the beginning owns the Balboa Theater, and he said, let's do it at the theater. It'll be better anyway because it's in the Bay, San Francisco. A lot of the bands are from the Sunset and out of Richmond, and because I think a lot of musicians have kind of relocated out of the Mission out there because it's still actually cheaper than the Mission and stuff. So yeah, Balboa Theater, Thursday night, 7 to midnight. 5 or 6 of the bands on the compilation are playing. There's going to be a tarot card reader.
Will there be drinks and food?
There's drinks and food. There's probably like a dumbest dance contest. There's a DJ. There's my girlfriend's doing bang trims. You can get your bangs trimmed.
We got a lot going on. So, I mean, if you're not doing anything on Thursday night, or if you are, cancel your plans and come to the Balboa Theater this Thursday.
And it's a fun place to see music, too, because it is a movie theater, and they have a little stage, and they project film on, above the bands. And it's like San Francisco needs places like this. It's kind of underground. It's not your basic just divey bar,
Cool. I've never been to the Balboa Theater, so
it's cool. It's fun.
And I just checked my calendar, and I do not work on Thursday, so I think I know where I'm going to be at on Thursday night.
All right, do it.
So, what's another band that's going to be there this Thursday? We'll give them some airplay.
April Magazine which is on that compilation. They might be track 10 or 11.
Number 12. April Magazine, and the song is called Always. So, San Francisco, not even just San Francisco, the whole Bay Area. If you are in town this Thursday from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m., come out to the Balboa Theater to see Sonny. I think I may have time for 2 more songs, but if I don't, I'm going to start with your song first.
All right.
So we talked about Drug Lake or Ghost Days, and I think I'm going to let's go with Ghost Days.
Okay.
Be fair. So go ahead and tell us about this album.
Ghost Day or Hairdressers from Heaven. Well, my girlfriend is a hairdresser, so Hairdressers from Heaven was a kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, I started making it here in San Francisco, and then it was kind of half an album, sort of. It wasn't really realized too much, and I connected with James Mercer of the Shins, who's up in Portland, and I just said, "Hey, do you want to produce a record?" And he said, "Yeah." And so I kind of took some of the songs I had already made down here with some friends, and we added to them, and then made more in his sort of. He just has a barn out back of his house, with recording equipment in it, and he's very casual. Him and his friend Yuki both kind of were the producers. It was basically us 3 really just sort of making the record together. It was quite nice. He had kind of like a guest bedroom above his studio in the back of his barn. So I just stayed in Portland for a week in this guest room and
woke up, recorded.
I would go on a walk in the morning, kind of wait till they woke up because I didn't want to be rude, but I was more excited, And I was obviously there like on a mission.
Yeah.
By noon or so, it was just a lot of toccates, it was just a very beer afternoon kind of music.
Thank you, sir, for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you.
And I will be there Thursday at the Balboa Theater from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. to watch you. What's the side band you have?
The Gonks.
The Gonks.
Yeah.
You and then everybody else that'll be there.
Yeah.
And if I had bangs, I would get them trimmed. But unfortunately, I do not.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming such short notice.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you for the autograph. And we got to take a picture before we head out of here. Thank you all for listening, and be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify at DJ Catsanova for new music, a playlist every Friday, and live shows happening in the Bay Area. Stay cool, kiddies.